As people get better at being able to recognize racism, name it, interrupt it, they're going to lead by example. I got an email from my publisher that said, "Do you know your book is on the New York Times bestseller list?" And I didn't.
The first time I made it, my editor, and he said, "Oh my God, you made the list, you're number 15.
Out of tragedy, some hope. Sales of books on anti-racism and social justice skyrocketing immediately following George Floyd's death.
But it makes me sad that that the social context is such that we are living at a time when people are having to really educate themselves because so much bad stuff is happening in the world.
Beverly Daniel Tatum's book first came out 23 years ago. Still, it wasn't until this month that it became a bestseller.
I wish that we had this reckoning and eye-opening decades ago.
2 weeks after its release, Bakari Sellers' memoir, My Vanishing Country, made it to the New York Times bestseller list.
I'm very hopeful that this turns into a movement and not a moment.
It is exciting to me to see that people are spending their dollars to get information that perhaps they should have had all along.
I wanted this book to be a New York Times bestseller. I wanted it to do well because I wanted other young people of color to be able to have the opportunity to write as well.
Inevitably, somebody will ask a question. The people who really needed to hear you are not reading your book. Aren't you just preaching to the choir? And I always like to say, the choir needs rehearsal.
Something to cheer about. Workers at the Palm Beach County Animal Care and Control Shelter seeing one of their 3 dog kennels empty for the first time ever since opening in 1969. As we shelter in place, pet shelters around the U.S. can't seem to foster out pets fast enough. At the Bide-A-Wee shelter in New York City, even more empty cages.
We are so thankful for the outpouring, but we don't have that many animals left in our shelter.
24 Pet Watch, a global pet insurance company, using data from 1,200 animal shelters it serves, says fostering increased 50% since mid-March.
Good morning.
These 3 lab mix puppies are among the nearly 600 newly adopted pets since March from the Wisconsin Humane Society. And in central Michigan, Alexandra Sharp says she thinks she wants to adopt her new foster friend.
I feel like she brings a lot of joy to the house during a time, that's really difficult for everyone.
And that's why shelter officials say they thoroughly vet all potential adopters.
This is a lifelong commitment. We are there also for people here to help along the way.
The way I cope is running for others.
Today is day 294 and cumulative mile 2,426.
Before coronavirus, I had set a pretty aggressive time goal for a PR for the Three Creeks Half Marathon, which was supposed to be today.
I totally talk to my cats now, so that's fun. Running it for me is my mental health, more so than for fitness.
My son had an awesome personality even at the age of 3 years old, and losing him has been tough for me, and he is the reason why I run.
The Uncanceled project came out, and at first I was like, oh, this is cool. It's weird. A virtual little square motivated me a lot.
I even made myself a fancy little bib. Erin Trail Inaugural Half Marathon #1.
On your mark. 3, 2, 1, go. Go get them.
When I go out and sketch names for others, it helps keep my son's memory alive.
This guy spelled hope. I wanted to do this. I was a little jealous. So I found out how they did it, and then I absolutely went out and did it myself. Everyone is just like, great job, check your pace, awesome. They're so supportive. It's awesome.